Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, coming at you with Season 3, Week 3, Round 2, my recap of the Grand Arena Championships match. And let me show you the board here. You can see kind of what my opponent put down and what I had to work through. I can tell you right now, I did have a dilemma, and you'll see that later. I had a lot of teams saved for offense. I think I'm going to change things up a little bit. First thing I did was go up top and use my imp troopers on his bounty hunters. The way that I had planned my defenses this round, I wanted to make sure I had a lot of universal counters saved. I'm playing like my evil twin. He had basically everything I had, but a little bit better. Like everything was reliced up and he just seemed to have good teams. And so I was kind of worried about what he was going to put down. But he left me some bounty hunters, and I don't know why he went with the Django lead, because my troopers outspeed him anyway. And was able to mow through those for a quick 60 banners. So nice to start with a win on the board. I jumped around a lot. He's got General Skywalker down there, and he's got General Grievous. So for the Skywalker team, I'm using the CLS Rebels. And this is the team that I saw in the Warrior video about how to take out a Relic 7 Skywalker. So I put a lot of work into my CLS team, and I actually can use this team to take out a Relic 7 Skywalker team. This one, of course, is Gear 11, but it works the same way. So it's a chance to get a little extra practice in outside of my arena climb. Definitely easier, I'd say. But I like it. I mean, I followed his video kind of to a T and did all my modding and adjusting and relics and everything. And this team seems to work out pretty good. And even if ARC Trooper changes things up, CLS is going to be, an outstanding counter. It has been an outstanding counter for a long time. So I definitely won't regret putting some good work into these Rebels. So you can see I'm chopping through this team. It's not a whole lot different. Once you get General Skywalker down, you just take out everybody else before he can get back up. And with high relic rebels, I got the damage to be able to do that. And then once he gets back up, it's not a big deal. I can do some heavy damage, take him out. Got 58 banners for my trouble there. So off to a good start, I'd say. His General Grievous team, some people put Watt, some people put Newt, and some people put BB-8, and he put BB-8. I think that's probably the toughest comp out of all of them. The other ones, they all have a trick where they're pretty easy to get around. This one's tough because BB-8 speeds them all up. They all get to go first. They're going to lay some heavy damage down on you, and that's going to strip off banners regardless. There's no easy way to kill them all first before they get to go. And then you're always faced with the dilemma on who do you take out. When you use Jedi, you want to take out B2 first and then go to work on Grievous. Well, here, you can't really take out too many side droids because them Grievous AoEs are going to clear the table. Look at my team now. You can see I lost HK. I've got my Malik, my Revan, and my Bastila left, and that's it. So I was able to thankfully take out Grievous and BB-8 in one shot with that lightning there. Got rid of Magna, got rid of B2 there. Now I'm just cleaning up on B1 and trying to gain some health back. But you can already see, look at my life bars and the fact that there's, no protection. It's not going to be pretty. The score is going to be horrendous. I mean, I got through in one, okay, but the banner count is just not going to be great. And when you save a lot for offense, you got to either hope that your opponent trips up or that you just do ultra efficient on all the banners and score as high as you absolutely can. And that's not really my game. So 50 banners there. That was probably the best I could do. I don't think my Jedi would have gotten it done. So let's open up the back, and you can see that he's got some Nightsisters waiting for me, and he's got some relicked up Geos. I think one criticism, if he does watch this, he already messaged me and says he knows that I make videos. But if he watches this, not having the other Zeta on Alpha Lead really hurts you. All those relics kind of go to waste. You just don't do as much damage. So here we go up top. Let's go to work and take out his Newt team. I'm going to go ahead and just use Jedi Revan for that because I already know what 2 teams I need for the back now that I know what's back there. And I had a good idea of what would be back there anyway. So we'll save Traya and Padme for that. Got Revan to use for this. And Nest is good, and Dooku and Newt, you know, they can all get things done. But it's not going to matter against Jedi Revan. Once you got Jedi Revan, you can just focus on who you want, and eventually you'll be able to get Nest down with so little health that it won't matter. So you can see that I start to work on the sides. I went straight after Dooku just because he's kind of the most annoying, being able to counterattack and he can mess things up. I like to just get rid of him straight off and then not have to worry about him. And then I can kind of get rid of everyone else as I go. I was thinking here about who should I throw some turn meter to, or did I want to do an attack on, you know, hit Nest. He's got Dengar in the back. I've not seen a Dengar on this team. I get the purpose of it, having him back there just stealth and being able to cause damage. Definitely good to take off some banners depending on what team your opponent uses. So that's a little bit interesting. Most people, you know, don't use Dengar. They'll use something else. I've seen a lot of different Newt Dooku comps. A lot of them have, you know, Watt. A lot of people like to put Nest on there. But this one, you know, this one was interesting, but you can see that I've still been able to just take it out. Nothing's going to stand in the way of Jedi Revan, really. He can get the job done easily. So dogpile Dengar there and end with 58 banners. You know, not too bad. This is the one that I struggled with. So it's a Karth team, and you got L3 in there, which L3 as the 5th on a Karth team, to me, is the most troublesome. And this one is a Gear 13 L3, so she's definitely stacked with some health. He's got over 100% tenacity on Zalbar, so debuffs don't land as good. I wanted to, my plan originally was to bring in Thrawn and my Fallen Bastila instead of Shore Trooper, just because she turns turbo mode on this team, throws down so many debuffs, you just constantly go and the other team doesn't get to go. And I ended up having to use her in that DR team, so it threw me off a little, and I thought, well, I will use EP and I'll put Thrawn in there and I should be good. I got Fracture to control L3. And you can see that I've been fracturing L3, and I was able to go after Mission, got rid of her, so things are, you know, moving along. But then I run into this trouble about Zalbar taunting and not being able to get rid of his taunt, like, at all. With his tenacity, I have a lot of trouble landing shock on him. And when I do land shock, it seems like he you know, still keeps the taunt, and it just never goes away anyway. And so I'm trying to ignore L3. I don't know if maybe in hindsight I should have just gone after L3 full bore and just fractured Zalbar, maybe, and gone after L3 just as fast as I could. Maybe that would be a little bit easier. I generally like to use First Order against the Karth teams because it's a pretty easy guaranteed 60 banners. But L3, every time I've tried it with L3 in there, she kind of messes me up. So I don't have a good track record of that. So I didn't want to do that. And I thought EP would be a little bit stronger of a team to take in there and be able to use the AoEs and get everybody down, start killing people off. and it just didn't work out. You can see that I'm down to just, I lost my shore trooper there. Tarkin's got all his protection gone. You know, I'm not keeping everybody up like I thought I could. And once I lost my tank with that extra healing there, and him being able to taunt and kind of take the brunt of everything, it was unfortunate. And so you can see I landed a shock on Zalbar, but he's got the taunt, he's got that retribution. So, man, every time I go after him, it's just punishing. He just turns around, hits you right back, and it's very frustrating. Finally, I fracture him, but I'm, kind of running low on time. I'm under 2 minutes, and at this point, not really sure what I should do. I think, okay, if I gotta go a second round on this and clean it up, trying to get rid of Karth, and he's not really losing much health. And then I get L3 with her taunt, taking the focus off. So now I just decide, okay, let me try and go after L3. And it's frustrating because if you'll watch this battle from the beginning with this in mind, the stuns, it seemed like I was barely landing any stuns, especially when I needed them. So here I go, trying to go after L3, doing as much damage as I can, but the clock's really winding down. I get her down into the yellow, got her down into the red, so I think, okay, things are going pretty good. Get her down almost. Boom, she's back healed up to almost full health. That was a huge letdown. I was like, man, if I can get her out of the way, it's going to be so much easier. I'll be able to take everybody out. And no, that didn't work out that way. So I fractured her. It came back around, fractured her, so she can't move. But you can see how quick that runs off. And every time you try and do anything, she just shrugs off the debuffs. Gear 13, L3 is a pain in the ass. Let me tell you that. So keep working on her. Got her fractured. She's red barred. But look at the clock. I mean, I'm in the final seconds trying to just take her out. And just run out of time, basically. That was it. I ran out of time on that, so I was pissed. A Karth team did me in. So I need to do some upgrades so that doesn't happen again. So here's his Geo team. I mentioned earlier it was all reliced up. Nice. I mean, I wish my Geo team looked like that. Solid, Gear 13 with relics on everybody. And he had a Relic 7 Spy. I don't know if that'd be my first choice. Actually, it wasn't my first choice. My Spy is like Relic 3, but my Alpha is Relic 5. Remember that every relic you put on Alpha is a 2-for-1 because the Brute is going to be based off his stats. So a Relic 7 Alpha is equivalent to a Relic 7 Brute. So it would definitely kind of behoove him to put some work into the Alpha. And not to mention put that second Zeta down on the leadership. They do a ton more damage that way, I think. I don't know. Sometimes it's that little bit of extra damage you need to get the job done. It seems like, and y'all have seen from previous videos, I've been up against tougher Geo teams that have taken out almost all my characters. And this one, look, everybody's still doing their thing, reasonably healthy. Not a big deal to get through. And I got 55 banners for that. So, no struggle there, really. Nightsisters, I'm going to use my Padme team. He's got enough relics on his Nightsisters. I thought about trying to do that Grievous nuke. Problem with that is it really works better if most of your opponents are Gear 12 or maybe like Relic 1. If they're over 100k health, and you don't get them all down in that initial Grievous AoE and clear the board all at once, then they're going to revive and come back, and it gets to be very messy, and it doesn't work out well for you. Well, I thought about doing that because that would have been something fun, something different. Instead, you just see kind of the same old thing, a Padme team against Nightsisters, everyone knows that that works, and it's usually 55 banners or so, you know, unless somebody dies. So here it is. I mean, nothing I can do. It's a Padme team against the Nightsisters, working on trying to get out his Asajj. That way she can't ramp up any damage. Trying to get around zombie taunt. Now I can finally pick who I want to take out, so I pick Asajj. Just got MT left, and then the last two, you know, Spirit and Zombie left. So, try to heal up, make sure nobody dies. I mean, it's the same old, same old. So these matches kind of get tiresome after a while. I want to do something different. So, Anakin AoE took out Talzin. Now I just got to take out Spirit. And now it's just Zombie to worry about. There's nothing I can really do to heal up. So, we'll just do a karate kick to the face. And there we go. 57 banners for the Nightsisters. Cleared his whole bottom off. Now we're jumping back up top. Got to finish off that Karth team. Now, you guys out there that use this, tell me. I went in with a cleanup as my JTR squad, okay? And I got BB-8 because I didn't use them elsewhere. So I got BB-8, R2, Holdo, and Finn. And this seems to work pretty well. I wonder if it would have worked right from the start. I don't really use my resistance very much at all. Every now and then maybe on First Order or something, but I don't use them on Karth. So if you guys have experience with JTR against Karth, let me know kind of how reliable that is. Would that have worked right from the get-go if I would have just used that team? Could I have burned through his team pretty easily? Or was it only because L3 was already down into the red that I was able to knock her out quick, and then this team works really well? I don't know. I don't use them very much. Like I said, I use First Order mainly. But this time I tried EP and it didn't work out well for me. So you can see I'm just cleaning them up. I've got Zalbar stunned. I've got Canderous left to work on. And they definitely put enough debuffs, enough burning, enough exposes and damage that I'm not having any trouble at all. I'm just trying to see if there's anything I can do to make sure everybody's healthy at this point. And with Holdo and Finn with their specials, it's not a problem. Took them out, got 40 for my cleanup. So that was the best I could do on the ground. And for Fleet, he left me Negotiator, but look at this. He left Plo in his starting 3, which you don't see that because Plo is there mainly for his reinforcement ability. So that was odd. But I'm glad that he did that because Negotiator versus Negotiator mirror matches suck. So I got 60 banners off that. And I thought, you know, that was pretty good. That was the best I could do. And I got 1891. And, oh, if y'all are wondering why, I put a black box over my opponent because he didn't want me to show his defenses. And I was like, well, I make videos, so the best I can do is put a box over your name. So that's what I did for my opponent. You know, so I did my attacks last night, went to sleep, woke up, trying to see if he did his attacks. And I woke up, he did do his attacks. He cleared my board. He also stumbled on a battle, but unfortunately for me, he was more efficient. He got 1902. So his 1902 to my 1891, he'll move on to the final round. And good luck to him next round. And I will go back to the drawing board and see what I can do to try to beat the next opponent. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.